What's going on, guys? Christian here from CK Wraps. Today I have this beautiful BMW M3 competition here, which is in for a full wrap. Now this car already has a full wrap on it. It's wrapped in clear paint protection film, obviously, because you can see the paint still. And I'm going to be going over some of the issues that this paint protection film already has, how I'm going to be approaching this. Now this car is getting another PPF put over top of it. It's going to be Vvivid Colorfusion Stealth Cosmic Blue. I'm super excited for this color. I think it's going to really make the car pop, even though this gray is super nice as well. Let's get into this. We're gonna have a full walk around of this. Now this has some intricate parts on it, as you can see. Front lip, full carbon fiber. All of this is all carbon fiber, so obviously that's not getting wrapped. The mirrors are not getting wrapped, and the roof is not getting wrapped. Let's get the camera off of the camera crane and walk around the vehicle to show you what's going on here. And again, if you guys are looking for more in-depth how to vinyl wrap videos, check out my website, ckwraps.com. The link's in the top corner and the description below. I also have the members-only YouTube section, which I'll link in the description below. All right, so camera's off the camera crane, and let's get into this, okay? So the PPF is not a bad job. Could be better. I'm going to show you some of the things that I noticed just from cleaning it and walking around. I already removed these little side, I don't know, splitter pieces, because you're going to see them on the other side. They're just two-sided taped on right there, okay? Now, front lip, does it have to come off? No, probably not, but I will be removing the front bumper so that I can pop out these grill pieces. I believe the customer said he put them in aftermarket. Now, he said there's like 20 screws in each one, whatever, but it'll go back to where he put it initially. So because I'm just going to thread those screws back into the original screw holes that he made, and that should go back in. But the reason why we're popping this out is because you're going to notice, like right in there, there's some foam tucked in all the way in there. So that's just because that's going to prevent the panel, the carbon fiber panel, from rubbing against the paint. So right off the bat here, I didn't even notice this until now. You're going to see a slight issue with the PPF. That's some debris, I believe. You can see that. Otherwise, yeah, it's not fully PPF'd like behind the emblem. So we are going to see edges and lines. It's not wrapped around the edge of the bumper here as well. It is wrapped around the edge of the front of the hood though, which is important. This area on the back doesn't really generally get hit, but it's going to be fully protected after I'm done anyways. Now, when I wrap over this, we are going to see the edge slightly of the PPF that's already there. Some debris in the PPF right here as well. That's not a stone chip, that's underneath. You see that right there. What else can we point out? Let's go around it. There's some debris here. That's just an insect I didn't get cleaned off, I guess. I'll have to clean that. Again, there are slight imperfections in the PPF, and there's also slight imperfections in the paint already as it is. Some things you can tell, like this little bit of debris that I did notice over here. It's not in the paint, it's in the PPF because I can see that it's dark. Trying to get that on camera for you. It's really hard to tell on this 2-inch screen, but hopefully it showed up. Okay, so again, another little imperfection in the PPF there. It's a dark mark, so you can see that. The paint, generally when it has debris in it, it's sort of clearish looking, and it'll be like bumpy but textured. Handles on this are a huge pain to wrap, actually. They're not the easiest at all. So they've got to do inside and outside, and this is a really complicated shape. Down here, so the whole quarter panel, the whole car's PPF, like I said, they doubled up on the PPF here. So you're going to see that from here, there's a line, and I originally thought they butt jointed it, but there's actually no need to do that because they did it in one piece. So what they did is they put an extra piece over top. I'm not sure why, but they did. What we're also going to be doing here is we're going to be wrapping this section right here, this black piece entirely, so that it matches the rest of the vehicle color. Customer doesn't like this. He said it came like this, doesn't like that it's black. There is PPF on that piece as well, or he took it off already, I believe. Yeah, he did take it off already because it was failing. So that's going to be protected either way. I'll show you the color in a minute, guys. You can see here that the PPF, again, is pretty far set back from the edge, especially under the taillight right here. That's really, really low. I mean, again, nothing's going to hit there. It just doesn't look that clean. And if you look very closely, you can start to see some glue lines, like there's a glue line right there. There's glue lines there. And sometimes those glue lines do show through the wrap that you put over top. Over here, I believe I noticed another little speck imperfection right here. Again, try and get that on camera. Right there. It's really tough to tell. Another one right here. Okay, so again, there's only so much I can do when it comes to wrapping over this. Now, because I'm using a satin finish, It should hide a lot, okay? M3 competition, beautiful, beautiful car, actually. I really like this thing. I left the door open a crack here so that the car wouldn't lock. It's really annoying, actually. I don't know. I have to look into how to turn that off, the auto lock feature, or I could just leave the key in the car. Around the sensors and stuff, again, it's not PPF'd fully, so we're gonna see those lines. And this side over here, it's pretty low also, again, right here. And if you look really closely, you can start to see those glue lines. Again, I'm not sure how well they'll show up on camera, but there's some glue lines all the way through here. And sometimes, again, that shows through the layer of wrap that we put over top. Overall, not terrible. Again, same thing, doubled up the piece over here. So I'm gonna be removing that so that the line does not show through and it'll be nice and smooth. Debris in the PPF here and here. And try to capture that for you guys. Just, again, this is to point out what's realistic for the expectation. Big glue line right here, I just noticed. Again, there's gonna be other ones. Where's the angle? It's really tricky one right here is the angle. Just trying to get the, right there, you should see it right there. You see that running across right here, right where my finger is, right there. Okay. Haven't removed that yet, obviously, but I'll take that off. Down here, the PPF is really bad. That's why the customer removed it on the other side. So you can see that. It's really got a lot of dirt built up into it. Honestly, I don't know why it failed so badly there. It's kind of strange. It's a pretty flat piece. So, you know, just, I mean, human error, whatever happens. If this was done from the factory, then I've heard that it can be quite a bit of a pain to like get the material in, get it fixed up and stuff like that. But it could have been done at the dealership by a subcontractor. I honestly don't know. Either way, it's gonna look better when we're done. So I'm gonna remove that piece on the other side. The front bumper, yeah, it needs some seams and inlays, but it's not too over the top. Like I'm going to be definitely doing an inlay in this section here. So coming all the way through, all the way across the bottom, all the way to the other side and up. Otherwise, I don't really see much of a need for more other than maybe up in here underneath this section, like right here, but maybe not. This is pretty tight, so I think I'm going to have to put something in here because we are using PPF and the thresholds of PPF, actually that's a stone chip, or that's debris in the paint or in the wrap. And there's either a stone chip there or something in the wrap as well. I'll try and clean it, but I don't think it's coming off because it looks like it's under the wrap. But yeah, like the threshold of PPF, you can see right here, they did not PPF right in there. You can see the line. Let the camera focus right here. It's really a tricky spot because it's reflecting off of the light. Maybe if I just move back a bit and then digital zoom that. So you can see the line comes here and goes up and around. So even with the clear PPF, they knew that, the template that they had is cut out for that specific spot right there. So, and then there's other areas where there's no PPF, like right up in here, there's no PPF. So the line actually stops right here. Again, I don't know if you can see that or not. It's kind of dark in there. But so there's no PPF basically from here. Again, you can see the line right there going down all the way to right there. So there's nothing right in there. In here as well, there will be nothing as well in here. So I can feel the edge of the PPF ending right there. And I mean, I have to wrap in there obviously because I'm doing a color change, right? So I have to put a bit more work in when it comes to doing this. I mean, otherwise, how's the back bumper? This back bumper, I think, is easier than the old M3s and M4s. Yeah, it's much easier than it used to be. A lot less inlays, a lot less pieces. Like some of these bumpers on the previous generations, they would take hours to do just because of how intricate they were. So they've managed to keep the styling of this car really clean, aggressive, with some really sharp angles and body lines, but it also is easier to wrap than it used to be. And I don't have to wrap the mirrors, which is kind of nice. Let's get the camera back on the crane. Okay guys, so that's a walk around of the vehicle, showing you some of the imperfections, talk about how I'm going to be approaching some of these situations and how I'm going to be wrapping some of those things. And again, I didn't mention it, but the side skirts, I will have to multi-piece them. There's no way in hell that I'm going to be able to wrap that in a single piece, even like with vinyl wrap, it's not doable. So we're definitely going to want to break that up into probably 2 pieces is what I'm seeing, just because I'm going to wrap that piece that's protruding on the side, the part that sticks out that's not flat. I'm going to be wrapping that separately, and then I'm going to be wrapping the flat section separately from that. Otherwise, yeah, stay tuned for some install videos of this. I'll also have the full walk around of this vehicle, so stay tuned for that video as well. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching as always. I appreciate it. Take care.